Go. All right. Um, I want to dedicate this day, brother, to all of the women in the world who are experiencing domestic violence. And we all aware that October is domestic violence month. And I want to help family. That's why today I generally speak on the kingdom, and this is not a deterrent from kingdom teaching, because if we're going to see what Christ taught about uh, the role of the husband, or what the man must do, and also we're going to go and see what Paul said that we should be doing, and what we should do for each other. Let me say this, because this is what was told to me in the seminar. If you have a watch on, I don't know if you have a watch, every 15 seconds, so that means even by the time I finish this conversation, even by the time I say what I'm going to say, a woman is being beat. And now, that didn't say every 15 minutes, every 15 hours, that said every 15 seconds. That's what the study shows. And I just found that to be amazing. And that's not just married. Most of the time we say domestic violence, people think of folks that are married.
Yes.
No, it's boyfriends and girlfriends. It's any kind of abuse. And what I learned in that seminar was cops are doing it, judges are doing it, basketball players are doing it, football players are. It didn't leave out anyone, and I was totally shocked about where domestic violence take place and how often it take place and by whom it is taking place. It is, and it's a topic that the church world runs from. As I was getting involved, I found there was pastors that were beating their wives, there were deacons who were beating their wives, there were police officers, I was just sitting there, but it made me aware. Yeah, prostitute. Any kind of putting your hand on another individual to control them, it's not good. It's not good. Verbal abuse, and that's another thing. When we're talking about abuse, most of us go right to physical abuse. That's the first thing we think about. Somebody beating somebody.
Yeah.
But verbal abuse is just as bad as physical abuse. Calling you out of your name, degrading you as a human being, make you feel about that low. Yeah, it's abuse.
Yeah.
There's financial abuse.
Parents abuse.
People abuse their parents. Any kind of abuse is not a good situation from the person that's getting it.
Yes.
And also, you may not believe this, but that person that's doing the abusing is miserable.
Right.
Yeah, because
That's right.
parents beat their kids.
They are miserable.
That's right.
I as I was laying last night thinking about what Ricky Stokes told me, how he would shoot someone, stand over them, cry, wishing someone would come get him. Now he just shot someone and killed him on the ground, but he's standing there. See, the abuser, the one that's doing the abusing, he has problems and nobody's thinking about him.
Right.
That's why I don't advocate throwing people away. But that person needs to get out of that situation, or get away from that person that's doing the abusing, or need to be taken away from that person or that situation until that person can get some help, because abuse is wrong.
Yes, it is.
My wife and I have been married, 21 years, going on 22. We just don't make it a habit of abusing. No. And after 7 years of my marriage, and I figured out even arguments.
Right.
Yes.
When I read the Bible and I saw that whenever you arguing, it makes the next person feel about that high. Just by a simple argument. Somebody's feeling superior, somebody's feeling inferior. And you keep going at it, and you keep doing it, it's going to reduce self-esteem. Just the opposite of what God taught. God taught we should do this. Love.
You start to hate.
Yes, you're going to start to hate that person. Matter of fact, the reason why you're arguing with them, if you look in the book of Proverbs, when you hate someone, you want to argue with them.
Yes.
Yes, because now you despise them. They made you feel about that high, and they keep doing that to you. You start to hate them, and as soon as they say something, you pick something out of their conversation to argue with them. And the reason why you're doing that, because there's a hatred that's brewing. There's some bitterness that's brewing on the inside of you. Oh, I know what I'm talking about. I've seen it. So
you lived it.
I lived it. That's right. I live it. I've been a part of it. And I refuse. I tell you why I refuse to be that way. Let's go to. That's why I had my wife to look up Hebrews 10:24. And this is not just to the husband or to the wife. Man, I bumped my head on this the other day. I'm watching real cautiously as I stand here this morning. I want to let's look at Hebrews 19 and is it 19 10 and sorry Hebrews 10 and 24. Now, if you just took this out of a husband and a wife setting and put this as a human being setting, as another person setting, this is what we should be doing.
And let us consider one another to provoke unto love and
Yes.
good works.
Yes. Now let's look at that word provoke. Let's look at that word provoke.
Causing something to happen. I mean,
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now that's one word you can actually take it into the. You got that upside down.
Yeah.
Oh, you okay?
Yeah, for you.
All right. That's one word that even when it's read in the book, it's going along that line. If you read it out of the Amplified, this is what Paul said. So let us let us consider and give attentive. You know what attentive is, right?
Yeah.
We tell your child to pay attention.
Right.
Yeah.
Watching.
Watch.
Listen.
Look.
Yeah, attentive don't mean you don't see what's going on around you. Paul said, let us consider and give attentive. Well, first of all, you read it out of King James. And continuous means what?
Ongoing.
Keep doing, ongoing.
Yeah.
Keep paying attention. Care, continuous care, ongoing care to watching over what? One another.
Yeah.
This is kingdom living. We are to keep watching for who? One another. That's our job. That's our role. That's our responsibility as a citizen of heaven, is to watch out for one another. Attentive, first of all, paying attention, continuous, ongoing care to watching over one another. Studying. When you're watching something and you're paying attention, you're studying how to, what to do with this next. How do you do that next? Paul says, studying how we may stir up, which is what the word incite means. You ever seen someone incite that's why they're getting on Donald Trump, because they say he incites violence. How does he incite violence? He himself not going to fight. Go ahead and hit Sister Early if she walked to that door. See, I'm stirring somebody up to punch you, to do something.
Yep.
I'm not doing it.
I'm not going to do it.
I'm not going to do it, but I'm inciting the crowd. I'm getting you all stirred up, getting you all excited. And that's why people don't believe this, but when leaders don't speak out against certain things, it's like same way with domestic violence. If we don't speak out and we don't say something, people will sit right in our audience and think it's okay to abuse each other.
Yeah.
No. Abuse is wrong.
That's right.
Putting your hands, I get on my daughter's one. Putting your hands on someone is wrong.
That's right.
Whether you male or female. Keep your hands to yourself when it comes to punching.
That's right.
The other part, I'm stay out of that. Studying how we may stir up, which means stimulate and excite. When we just looked up that word excite. First of all, let's see what provoke mean out here. Did you?
I don't know.
To annoy someone and make the person angry. Now that's what their definition is. To bring on or to arouse. I like that one better.
Yes.
Because if I'm going to annoy you, I want to annoy you in a good way.
Right.
See, just the opposite of making you angry. I don't want to make you angry.
Yeah.
I want to make you happy. I want to make you arouse you to do something good and not bad. To bring on or to arouse. Let's look up the word incite. I'm gonna look up, I just looked it up, a synonym for excite.
Insight or excite?
Insight. Stir up, set off, instigate, egg on. You've seen two people wanting to fight and somebody else just pushing them? Go ahead, hit it. Push it. That's egging you on and get stirring you up, provoke, stimulate. We see these words on our job all the time. Move, propel, push you to. So what are we pushing you to? We're pushing you to love and helpful deeds and noble activity. That's what Paul said we ought to be doing. So if I'm going to use my hand, I ought to be using to make you feel better, hug you, and encouraging you. If I'm going to use my mouth, say stuff. I want to say encouraging stuff to you. Even if it's, I was just laying down in the bed thinking this morning, even if I have to tell you the truth, I still don't want to tell you the truth in a way that'll demoralize you.
Right.
I mean, yes, it'll hurt you so bad. I want to tell you the truth so you walk off thinking about what I just said. Maybe there's another way to deal with this. Maybe, what do you think about this? I just think you're wrong. No, I may know you're wrong. I may think you're wrong. How do I say it in a way that won't make you feel like you're a 1-year-old or a 2-year-old or like you don't count, like you don't? Because we all have, since we all don't know it all, we all ought to, I believe in just treating you like if maybe you didn't know the answer to that. Maybe the answer to that was real simple to me, but you didn't know the answer to that.
Right.
People know, it goes back to what John C. Maxwell used to say all the time. People know people never forget how you make them feel. Do you understand people won't forget how you make them feel. I often think about Sister Leslie when she said, great Karen, I know she was going through when she lost her son. But how do I make her feel? Yes, coming to church. Yes, but what's more important, her coming to church or her as a human being at home hurting because she done lost a piece of her heart has been torn away. See, people don't think about these things. They don't think about a child being molested at the age of 4 or 5 years old, acting out now that they're a grown adult, and everybody looking at what you're doing versus why you're doing it. Because if you look at why you're doing that, then you might have some compassion on that person and try to get in that person's life and do what? Incite them, stir them up, egg them on, push them on, hug them, love them, help them, bring back the real person that they were there. Because you know, you're going to change if you grow up and don't deal with. I'll show it with you. If you don't deal with that hurt and that pain, because all it is, it's just like a sore that you have that you didn't deal with, and the scab, as the old folk used to say, the scab grew over it, and it didn't really heal underneath, but a scab grew over it. I used to see that all the time growing up as a child. Even in my own life, a scab would grow over the sore, and you pull the scab back, and what happened?
The sore is there, but it's not.
What it started? It's still raw.
It's still raw.
It hurts. Sometimes it'll even bleed.
Yeah. Again, if you don't.
The scab grew over, and that's the way we do in life. Yeah. We grow up, and we never really properly dealt with the things that have happened in our lives.
Yeah, that's right.
And we think we're okay, and we go on, and next thing we know, we have a big blowout. And the tire comes off, or the tread of the tire comes off, and you left with a mess, thinking you a bad person, and you're really not a bad person. All it is, you never got to heal it. Right. That stuff got to be dealt with.
Amen.
That stuff has to be dealt. We can sweep it under the rug all you like.
I had to go see a therapist.
Yes, ma'am.
Then you mess up somebody else.
Yeah. Oh, you can mess up somebody. That's why that old cliche, hurting people, hurt people.
Yeah.
Most of us hurt people because we're hurting.
Yeah.
I hurt my wife when I came into this relationship from a bad relationship, and I hurt Kara a lot because I didn't mean. Don't sit here and say you mean to do it. I did not mean to hurt her.
Right.
I was hurting.
Yeah.
And I thought that I was okay. And it don't mean you shouldn't get married because you're hurting.
No.
Because you'd be 90 years old. if that gonna be the case, and sometimes it take God a long time before He heals you of the pain.
Oh, yeah.
But one thing I do know, you need to be healed of that pain.
Yeah.
Right.
And the question always, people always say, how do you know when you're healed? You can talk about it and it don't bother you.
Right. Right.
How do you know when you're not healed? You talk about it and it wakes you up in the middle of the night. It wakes you up in the middle of the night. And you're crying and you're hurting. When you're by yourself, you think about it, the thoughts of it, and you get so depressed you don't even want to get up and take a bath. You don't even want to brush your teeth. You don't even want to do nothing because you're hurting so bad. And getting around folks and laughing and playing don't mean you're cured.
Oh no, that's a cover-up.
That's a cover-up.
That's right.
I know how to do it. I'm an expert at it. But I'm also an expert at admitting that I'm not healed. I know. I remember when I first got, I wasn't even divorced. I was just, we had separated. And I would go on my job. A lot of people wanted to go out with me and wanted me to take them out on dates. And I go, you don't want to go out with me? Because when I get to bleeding, you ain't got no Band-Aid. I mess your movie up. I messed that dinner date up. I be sitting there, asking my wife, I messed up our proposal out on the beach because I was bleeding. I was hurting. Hadn't properly dealt with it. Couldn't propose properly because I was hurting so bad. Did Kara hurt me? No. Kara just happened to get that wounded back. She got that wounded back.
And vice versa.
And she had her. She wasn't no better than me. When I came into her life, I found out as we kept going down, oh my God, she just got as much hurt as I got. We call it baggage. It ain't baggage. It's pain.
Pain.
And we all have it.
That's right.
And we all have to deal with it. And in relationship building, that's why the proper thing to do before you even get in a relationship is start dealing with yourself. Start looking at yourself. Your hurts and your pain. How are you dealing with them? That's why John C. Maxwell I used to love that statement. It said the way to connect with people was to ask them those three questions. Who or what has hurt you? Because I can't name one person who haven't got some pain.
That's
right.
Who or what has hurt you? Are you willing to disclose your pain? T.D. Jakes told that TBN guy, I think that's Paul Krause. Are you willing to show your pain? Did Jesus open up his hand and show the disciples?
Yes, he did.
I don't care what you say. You can't deny when the nail prints in.
And the footprints, yeah.
And showed them the foot where they drove. You lie all you want to about they didn't do it, yet they did do it.
They did.
They drove spikes through his hand. They planted a crown on his head because they were teasing, making fun of him as a what?
King.
As a king. Yeah. You see it now? He was really their king. He was not only a king, he was what?
The king.
The king, but he's not your king if you rejected him, but he's still what?
The king.
He's still the king. He's still the king even though you don't let him be king of your life. So, are you willing to show your scars? Are you willing to open your hands and let people see what folks have done to you and yet you're not holding it against them? And I love those church folk who love to pretend like they ain't done nothing.
Right.
Nobody done nothing. And ain't nothing ever happened to them.
Right.
You're like, tell people what I don't mind people telling people what I said. Well, he never encouraged us. Because I did encourage you. I encouraged you to get right. You didn't take it as encouragement.
Right.
What you mean encourage, you mean to agree with what you were doing. No, I ain't going to agree with what you're doing. I disagree. I disagree horribly with what you're doing.
Right.
So if that means I didn't encourage you, well, I didn't encourage you. But let me tell you what I told you. If you're building an organization, you're out of order. You're out of plan. That ain't what. If you're building a religion, if you got religion going on in your life, you're out of order. You're out of compliance with the king because he's not building a religion. So if that made you mad, okay, I'm sorry. I'll figure out a better way to say it to you. But I have to tell you what? Got to tell you the truth. Got to tell you the truth. We got to go back to being honest with ourselves. I said to someone who even at my work this week, we were having a conversation. I was going, you have to be careful even what you tell your children. And this is talking about family. We're talking about family. What you tell your children. Now, all three of you ladies sitting at this table know that if you are a woman, you have what? To carry a child?
Womb.
A womb. Being honest. If you don't have one of those, you're not a what?
Woman.
I'm sorry. It doesn't matter. I'm going to have my male part cut off and turn to a female part. I still can't get a. Mm-hmm. And when you want to have a baby, you turn to a what?
Amen.
Tell them the truth. Because ain't no woman can produce a child. A man gave birth. You know you're lying. Because ain't no man got no womb. Mm-hmm. And he go walk 20 years down the road and he figure out you just lied to him. Tell you what, keep that up. He ain't going to trust nothing that you do. Because he going to find the truth. Somebody out there that don't like him going to tell him the truth. Boy, your mama lied to you. Okay. Then when he see you again, he going to be trying to figure out, why did you do that? That's why I tell you, I never tell mine to Santa Claus. Mm-mm. I just don't tell them it's not. Because when they get older,
can't figure it out.
They gonna figure it out.
I did.
I figured it out. I'm 54. I know ain't no fat man came down that chimney. You can't convince me of that.
It's magic.
Yeah.
It's magic, yeah.
Jerry said, Daddy, I think the tooth fairy, I keep closing the door, and that's why the tooth fairy can't bring my money in with my tooth. Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah.
Man, I laughed all the way home Friday night.
He's thinking.
I laughed. I couldn't control myself.
He's thinking.
Yeah. At least he's thinking.
Yeah.
I know why the tooth fairy didn't bring me my money. Son, the tooth fairy was broke.
I ain't got no money.
The tooth fairy didn't have.
Don't say it like me.
But that was so funny and that was so naive. Innocent.
Yeah.
They are innocent. That's the way we are as people. We're innocent. People come into your life. If my motives are bad, you trusting me, trying to love me. Look at what Paul said. If you came into my life and I'm watching out for you, my continuous care is watching over you and studying how to stir you up to love, all my motives going to be pure. I'm not going to take advantage of you. I'm not going to abuse you. I'm not waiting till you can, watching to see if you're paying attention so I can steal something from you or connive you in a way, convince you in a way. I don't have no games and tricks. Mm-mm. I don't have any. I stopped playing them. I'm 54. I stopped playing them a long time ago. That's why when people ask me to pastor a church, my thing is, do you really want to go somewhere or do you want to play church? Because I can take you somewhere if you want to go. But you'll find out that it ain't on me. You'll find out it's on you. You coming around me, even in my life. If you sit at this table, I want to take you somewhere. Where I want to take you, kingdom of God. I want to take you to all of us, understanding that he is a king. When you say he's a king, I asked a girl on the job this week, if I showed you one scripture that said God is a king, have you ever lived in the kingdom? She said, no. Well, then you probably don't know what it's about. Neither did I. It's just that simple. In your family, the king has a response, has laid out what he wanted done in his constitution, how he wanted you to live, what he wanted you to do, how he wants you to behave. Matter of fact, let's go to something he said. He being the king. Matthew 19:5. This is domestic violence month, and it's time for us to get our homes in order. No more abuse, no more. I am so glad my daughters can tell you I never address them out of their names. I never, even my children now, I don't call them out of their names. Yeah, but they made me mad. That ain't why you call them out of their name. You probably call them out of their name because you got called out of your name. Mm-hmm. Stupid. Mm-hmm. No. You may have done something stupid, but you're not stupid. And you name me one person that hadn't done something stupid, and I'll show you he must be a robot. He or she can't be real. And even watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the robots do stupid stuff.
That's right.
So even the robots malfunction. Mm-hmm. And I'm not a robot. You're not a robot. I believe in good, strong, healthy families. And the way to get good, strong, healthy families is we got to go back to that singleness. We got to go back to being who we are, not afraid to be who we are, not afraid to let people know you're not going to abuse me. I love it when I'm working with therapists and they don't let patients abuse them. Mm-hmm. I watched a nurse the other day. I mean, this woman was cursing that nurse out. She walked out of the room. She said, I ain't taking that. You the one want that medicine. You gonna need me after a while, so you gonna have to calm down, honey.
Right.
You understand what I'm
Gonna
saying?
need me.
I'm not gonna let you throw stuff at me. Hey, one time threw some urine at us.
Ooh.
I walked out. I said, you know what? I'll come back when you're ready. Cause listen, 2 things I have a problem with. 1, you spitting on me. 2, you throwing your feces at me. That's why when you told me about that doctor that threw that feces at that, I tell him all my jokes. See, God knows how much I can handle it. That one day I just might need a new job.
That's right.
I'm almost can bet you, if God don't intervene, I'm gonna need a new job. I'm gonna ride you up out of there. You gonna think a horse. You gonna think I'd saddle you up in a horse. I'm gonna do my best to ride you up out of there. I'll make you that promise. And I know if I didn't ride you out, you can say, God, stop that one. Yes, ma'am. He sure did. Cause you don't have to behave that way. We're here to help you. We're here to, and if you don't want help, just say, get out. When they tell me to get out, I stick my hand in my pocket, go to that refrigerator, get me some milk and some crackers, and go back to my room. Go back to my office. Because I can't help you if you don't want help. I only can help you when you want to be helped. And that's all up to you. That's one of the things I've learned working in the medical field. You can't have people that don't, it's against the law to help you if you don't want to be helped. Even right now, you start choking, and I said, girl, are you okay? I gotta wait till you pass out. When you pass out, you gave me permission to work on you. But all that time, it could have been easy. I'm joking. Okay, can I help you? Yes. Well, okay, I know what to do. Well, Heimlich on you for a little bit to get that up out of there, make that air. And all that is, I'm forcing the air back up. And that air, if I keep that up, that air is going to dislodge whatever is
popping out.
Make it pop up out of there. That's all it is. It's not. It's simple science. It's knowledge. Science is knowledge. Right. Knowledge is I'm forcing the air to come back up and poop. It's going to shoot it out of there. But if you're giving that, get away from me. Don't bother me. Black guy, you white guy, you Asian. I don't want nobody save me. Okay. When you pass out, I get you. That's why you have to be patient working with people. Yes. It takes patience working with people. Because sometimes you got to wait till they pass out. And that means,
thank you.
Well, Lord, all right. When you hit the floor, I'm gonna crack them ribs. I'm gonna crack them ribs when you hit the floor. Because you gave me permission when you passed out.
That's good.
To show you love.
I like that.
Because I wanted to love you I would have loved you while you were able to see me. But you told me to go away. Don't touch me. You said, okay, all right, I won't touch you. Oh, but when you go boom, I even hit the foot on you, something press the gas. But that's why it takes so much patience helping people. And most of us don't have patience when they say don't help me. We get all mad, get all offended when they say that means they're not ready yet. I always say this, and it's kind of weird to think about it this way. But do you not know everything you do it because you're getting something out of it? People stay in bad relationships. They're getting something out of it. You sit there and go, what are you getting out of this? I don't know. But you're getting, because the moment you stop getting something out of it, guess what you do? You gone.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. You leave it.
Bye-bye.
Nobody ain't got to tell you to leave it. You sit there. This is most of the time people's favorite. And child, I ain't getting nothing from this. And they that's what I learned in domestic violence. That's why you can tell, girl, he's beating you to death, but she's getting something out of it. Yeah, but a beating? No. Mentally, she's getting something from it. And the moment she said, this is what the girls told us in that seminar, the moment we realize that we're not getting nothing out of it, that's when we leave.
That's right.
So what you got to do while you're waiting, you got to wait.
You got to wait.
Till they pass out.
Right. When
they pass out and realize ain't nothing coming out of this, that's when you come and help. Because when they walk up out of it, because they thinking he going to change, maybe it's mean, maybe if I hadn't to burn the rice. No.
He's frustrated.
Yeah, he's frustrated. Yeah. He had a hard life.
He ain't got no job.
You making excuses to hold on to it. And you know what? I can't help you until you stop making excuses for that other person's irresponsibility. His behavior ain't got nothing to do with your behavior.
And it's just not he, it's she too.
Yeah.
She's do it too.
Oh,
we're going to make it clear.
That's why I said that. But it's a rare thing.
It's a rare thing, but it does happen.
I know I stayed in it. That's why I know it's a rap thing. I stayed in it because
you was part of it.
I was a part of it. My self-esteem was low. I took the abuse. I took the being called all kinds of names. And the day I woke up, I didn't wake up and just leave. I was lying in that bed. 8 years had went by, and I was lying in that bed, and it just bam. Y'all ain't going nowhere. And you know, you remember people saying that to you? People be telling you stuff. I don't know, you don't want to hear it. You block it out. La, 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 la. I didn't want to hear it.
That love that was in the way.
I was getting something from it.
Right, that's right.
And the day I discovered what I thought I was getting from it, and I realized that it's dysfunctional, that I was dysfunctional, and dysfunction loved dysfunction. But when I change and start saying, you're not going to treat me that way. No, I ain't finna punch you and hit you. I'm just not going to let you treat me that way. When you start talking like that,
your self-esteem went out.
Self-esteem started to climb. And I started saying, no, I'm not going to take that. Oh, that hurt me. And if you don't do that no more. That hurt. I'm going to do it again. Yeah, well, you know what? You're going to do it again. I'm going to get my car and go. I'll be back. Move myself from the situation. Got away from the I ain't going to no place and let you just abuse me because you think you got power. You ain't got no power.
That's right.
No, none of us.
That's right.
Pastors this morning abusing people. And people keep going. I would get myself up out of there.
That's right.
Motherboard. Sometimes they're abusing young ladies out. No, you ain't finna abuse me.
That's
Who are you to tell me what I gotta wear? You ain't buy it. And if you had bought it, I'd have said, I don't want that. I don't wear no green stockings. I don't wear no coffee stockings. I wear this. Well, you need to wear this. The Lord said, oh, here's a book. Show me what God says, what color stockings you ought to wear. It ain't in there. Well, you made it up, then you're lying. So you the one that's a lie.
Don't say that.
I know. Okay, let me tell you. Let's say it. You're not telling the truth.
You're lying.
You're lying. Okay, I like that one better. You're lying. I just like you. Your lying sounds a little bit powerful there.
Invalidated fabrication.
Well, you're a heathen. You are too, because you lying. Heathens lie. They don't trust God, you know. It's like, I don't have to argue. Matter of fact, I'm not going to even argue with you. I'm just not going to wear them. And I ain't got the problem. You got the problem with me not wearing what you said I ought to wear. No, I ain't thinking about it. You tell me, well, you need to wear a necktie because it makes you look good. I don't want to wear a necktie.
I still look good.
I still look good. I got some nice shirts in my closet that I don't have to put a necktie to. You only say I look good because that's abuse. Because nowhere in this book, God said I had to show up in a necktie. I tell you what, I got a strong concordance. Well, but that's the way we want you to look. Okay, go ahead. When in Rome, do as the Romans do or stay out of Rome. I just won't go to Rome then. I can do with you or without you. I'm fine. I'm good. Because what matters to me is not that I hang around you, but that when I come into this setting, that lady right there, when she get upset, then I got a problem. But because you upset because I ain't wear a necktie, didn't wear the right shoes, didn't put a robe on, I'm cool with it. I just won't. I won't show up. And you can run the show without me. Probably go ahead, run your show, because I'm running mine without you. Don't need it. What I'm really learning about life, I'm not gonna let anyone abuse Mac Lee. I stopped it over 20-some years ago, and I ain't finna start back. I'm not gonna let you abuse me. And I'm not going to abuse you, but I'm not going to let you abuse me. Because why? We're not in the... Look, we just read what Paul said. We ought to be exciting one another to love.
That's right.
Stirring up the love and helpful deeds with each other. Not trying to make you angry. Not trying to stir you up to see how mad I can make you and come up with rules. All of these different rules that ain't even in the book. So what's that about? So it's really about one word and one word only. What y'all think that word is?
You got love up here.
Control. People love to have control. Power. Power is about control.
We can try to control God.
Yes. He's a king. We've been reading. We've been studying that we as citizens have no influence on the Constitution. We have no influence on what God has put as his constitutional order for where he wants us to live. But yet still we try to control how God wants to do. God said, I, the Lord, going to bless you. We want to control how he blesses us, when he blesses us. I want you to do it like this, Lord. And he's sitting there saying, excuse me, I've been in this business. I've been in the blessed business for a long time. I don't need you. I literally heard him say that I've been doing this a lot longer than you. So I learned how to shut my mouth, tell him what I want, and let him do the rest. What's my role? I only got 2 things he told me to do. Seek first the kingdom and a right relationship with the authoritative structure. That's all he told me to do. And all of what? These things, he said, I'll add them to you. I seem to not want to do that part, but I want to control the other part. When he do it, how he do it. I want it like this. I want you to come in the morning. No, and we know most. We change our mind. We wake up and change our mind before nightfall. I thought I wanted a Lexus. You know what? I want a BMW. And next month you talk to him, I think I want an Escalade. No, I don't like an Escalade. Excuse me. That's why God don't let you control, because you would change your mind in a heartbeat on what you really want. He says, the Lord, I already know what I have planned for you. I've already laid out your life. I've already structured the way things are going to go, how they're going to go, what's going to happen. That's why I don't let you control, because you get in the middle of that thing and change your mind in a heartbeat.
Did Jesus say we were fickle people?
Yeah, well, sheep. Yeah, that's what. And people are absolutely right when they talk about sheep. They are really dumb animals. They will walk off a cliff. I am serious. Sheep will just eat. They said they're born, they're vulnerable because they're dumb. They just eat. They just eat and just keep eating and walk right off the cliff. Not even raise their heads up to see that, you're running out of real estate. You keep going that way. That's why the shepherd, you will read in your Bible that they needed a shepherd. What was the shepherd's job? To keep you from running off the cliff.
Listen to me. Hear my
Listen to me. And the shepherd job, what was his job? To stay in contact with him, because he says, look, the sheep about to run off the cliff. Go over there and tell her, don't go over there. The cliff is... Wait, not only that, there's a wolf over there waiting. It ain't that the wolf don't want the shepherd. The wolf wants the shepherd too. But the shepherd is staying in contact with the king, and the king is telling him to tell them, there's danger ahead there. Be careful. That's why when I teach domestic violence, it was God that really impressed on my heart when I was pastoring 101. 4th Sunday of every month. That 4th Sunday, the 4th time when y'all come together, deal with domestic violence. And I found out stuff was going on in that church that was unbelievable. But nobody's going to talk about it if they're doing it. See, I talk about it because I'm not afraid. I'm not abusing my wife. You also tell when somebody have control on you, they don't want you to go around your people. They don't want you to go around your friends. I'm telling Kara to get some friends. Go find you need, remember, find you friends like you. I want you. I don't want control over you, that you got to be around me 24/7. That's crazy.
Please go to Louisiana. I'm not going, but you can go.
No control over each other.
Right.
I'm laying in the bed talking this morning. I don't want to go and just leave my family and my wife.
No, you go ahead, honey.
Why?
No.
Because I love them.
Yeah.
I love my family. I love when I come home, they come running around the door to meet me at the door. That's priceless. You can't pay for that, And when they come running to the door, all right, rough day, get out of the way. No, give me a hug.
Right.
That day I left it out. I left that off the book.
Yeah.
I got a 25-minute nap to help me to digress from all of that happened to me while I was out there. But when I come into this world, I got a 5-year-old that greets me at the door every day.
Every day.
Every day. And get mad when somebody hugged me first. So I had to tell a boy, try not to, y'all know y'all can beat her around and just pretend. Stir her up to love. Just don't make her angry. I got one don't mind making her angry. He'll touch me just to see if she ain't.
Casey.
He touched me just to see. He touched me and then looked back at it. I'm touching Daddy first. See,
here we go.
Inciting. Is that inciting to love, or is that inciting trying to make her angry? Taking children, they will show you how, and we as adults behave sometimes. We know what we're doing. Yes. I took a girl in the office I was counseling with, and she was sitting down and said, tell your husband, you know exactly what button to say, to push to make him mad. She said, yes, I do. I go, now tell him, you push that button every time. We know what we're doing. Stop it.
Yes.
You know it's going to make him mad if you do that. But you keep doing it anyway. Why? Because you want to make him mad. You don't want to make him mad. You want to, just something been bothering you, and you've been trying to say something for months, for years, and now this is your opportunity to get it out there. So you make him mad on purpose. What did Paul say? Provoke him to love.
Yeah.
Pay attention. If that makes that person angry, do the opposite.
Right.
I love that. It's a song that I used to listen to growing up. I want to know what makes you cry, because I want to do just the opposite. I forgot what guy's saying. And every time I hear him say that lyric, I want to be on what makes you angry, because I want to do just the opposite. If you're going to do that, you got to be paying attention.
Yeah.
Don't you think? If I know Sister Leslie don't like ham and cheese, and every time she comes, guess what I serve her? Ham and cheese. I know she don't like it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep bringing the chocolate chips for early though.
But you know I can't have
Every time I see Ella Patterson and Mother Patterson, I always say to Mother Maggie, "Did you make him a lemon cake?"
Yeah. You don't like lemon.
Did you make him a lemon cake? She said when he get mad, she make him a lemon cake. She make him a lemon cake. But I mean, yes, you know, just with this, make him a lemon cake when that means I'm mad at you. But listen, that's why you got to pay attention. He used the word. I got to go back to that. Let us consider and give. You got to really pay attention to what's making that person angry, and do the opposite.
Yeah.
That's our job. That ain't just a wife's job. That's our job as human beings.
With anyone.
Because we are to love one another. We are to stimulate and incite each other to love and helpful deeds, not trying to make you angry. When I know that I know what Kara, sometimes I hate to say things because I already know what Kara don't like.
Mm-hmm. You don't care.
Yes, I do. Sometimes I just get tired and don't do nothing.
Okay.
2 weeks in a row, I already knew. I said, boys, pick up the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Told them.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't do it. I didn't make them do it.
Mm-hmm.
I already knew what the outcome was going to be. You didn't have to tell me what the outcome was going to be. I already knew.
Yeah, I already knew.
Yeah. If you've been married 21 years, you know what that person don't like.
Yeah.
You've been married 5 years, you know what that person don't like. Don't sit there and try to pretend like you didn't know that was going to make them mad.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, you knew they were going to get mad. And now you sitting there trying to deal with it. Sitting there trying to deal with it. Let's go to Matthew 19 and 5.
Yes.
I love teaching family stuff.
And said, for this cause shall a man leave father and mother, and shall cleave to his wife, and they twain
Well,
shall be
I'll tell you
one
what,
flesh.
let's do this story justice. Let's start out at verse 19.
19 and 1. Oh.
1. Let's start out at
19 and 1.
Because if you read that right there and see, he said, for this reason, you're going to miss what was going on. Let's make a setting. Let's get back into the setting on this. Start at 19 and 1.
And it came to pass that when Jesus had finished these sayings, he departed from Galilee and came into the coast of Judea beyond Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
And great multitudes followed him, and he healed them there.
Wait a minute. Go ahead. We ain't talking about healing, but God, Jesus, keep curing people.
The Pharisees also came unto him, tempting him, and saying unto him, Is it lawful for a man to put away his wife for every cause?
Mm-hmm.
And he answered and said unto them, Have ye not read that he which made them at the beginning made them male and female? And said, For this cause shall a man leave father and mother, and shall cleave to his wife, and they twain shall be one flesh.
I always say, if you want to find the answer, go all the way to the beginning.
Yeah.
In the beginning, he said, he made them what? Male
and female.
And
female.
That's a simple question. He was at, have you read what was said from the get-go? And a misconception. This is how we get misconception. We don't know what was said at the beginning. So the Pharisees came to him. They put him to a test. They never see when you putting someone to a test, you really don't want the answer. right? They were testing him, and here they want to test him again. Is it lawful and right to dismiss and repudiate and divorce one's wife for any and every cause? Now, anybody sitting at this table know that ain't right. Matter of fact, Jesus had at one point tell him the reason why you put her away because there was something wrong with your heart. And he goes on to say, let me look that word up. Yeah, let's make sure I said it right. Let me give me I love looking up that. I'm telling y'all, that's in elementary school. That was my favorite thing to do. Because you don't understand it if you don't understand what the word means.
That's right. Which word is it?
R-E-P. I may not even be in his.
In this thing?
R-E-P.
Which word is it?
R-E-P-U-D. Oh, I did miss a letter. R-E-P-U-D.
I thought it was yoga.
I-A.
Man.
There you go.
R-E-P.
U-D-I-A-T-E. Renounce, to deny, to refuse. So he was saying, is it lawful and right to dismiss and deny, which means, and divorce one's wife for any and every cause? Reject is another word for R-E-P-E-D. Repudiate, I guess that's the way. He replied, he's getting ready to give, have you never read that he who made them, first of all, you make yourself. So he's trying to get you to see, I made you, I gave you rules and laws, told you what to do. This is what I meant from the beginning. He who made them from the beginning made them male and female, which is what I was talking, we first started out talking about this morning. There's a difference between a male and a female. Don't try to tell God he didn't know the difference. And when I hear people talking that foolishness, you want me to believe God didn't make a male and God didn't make a female. That's what you're trying to tell me. You know what? If you want to believe that, I say to that, what you getting out of that? Are you getting something out of that? Go ahead. I'm cool. I am going to believe that he made a male and he made a female. And then he said, and for this reason, man, not the female, you ever notice who will, most of the time, that man, I know I did, I left Louisiana, 2000, you don't believe me, I can give you my address where I left, and I came to 16 Cutting Court, that's over 1,900 miles I traveled to be with a female. And people try to ask me, why you come to California?
Right.
I know.
Why her?
Yeah, well, I know. God sent me, but also
I heard it all.
Female. Yeah. Did I leave my mom and dad?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about. Most of the time, especially men, that's why the men, women are hanging around. They're even pretty much every culture, that woman will stick around and take care of parents. But that man, he gone. He gone.
Bye-bye.
He gonna leave. They all leave,
Right.
but that female will come, most of the time is around to help take care of the mama and daddy, or most of the time, especially mama. That's your answer to it right there. That man is going to leave you, and he's going to leave his father and mother and shall be united firmly. Firmly means joined, inseparable. Now, if he wanted them joined, inseparable, why are you trying to separate them? Why you want to separate? Because he said, he that is joined together, let what?
No man puts.
Go ahead, let no man pull them apart. Because that's what he meant.
That's why he said twain.
Yes,
Together.
and they twain shall be joined. Joined, inseparable. Not where you see one, you see the other. No, they got the same mindset. Pleasing each other. Oh my God, that's a thing. That's a household. When both are in that thing to please each other, man, you got the ball rolling, baby. You can be 50 miles away from 100 miles and you still thinking about it. Why? Because you want to please that person. For this cause, he'll leave mother and father and shall be united firmly, joined, inseparable to his wife. and the two shall become one flesh. It's that inseparableness that makes you keep talking, and y'all become one flesh. So, they are no longer two, but one flesh. That's in Genesis 1:27, 2:24. What therefore, he said, God has joined together. I told you he said it. Let no man separate it. Don't let no man bring it apart. They said to him, why did, he getting the question. They said to him, why then did Moses, your man, we all know Moses was your man. Why did Moses command us to give a certificate of divorce and thus dismiss and repudiate a wife? That's Deuteronomy 24:1. He said to them, because of the hardness, your stubbornness and perversity of your hearts, Moses permitted you. See, a lot of things God would permit his men to do, but that ain't really what God wanted from the what? Get-go. That's not what that's what misconception is. And I oftentimes say, even about the New Bethel, I believe Bishop Bradley was an apostle sent from God, but God will allow you to do stuff. Why then does God allow us to do that? Because he's given who dominion over the earth? Man. So you can institute some things that God really didn't want from the get-go. God really didn't want that. But if you look at why they had the divorce, you don't want to deal with that part. Your heart was messed up. He said to them, because of the hardness, which means stubbornness and perverseness of your hearts. Moses didn't have the bad heart. You had the bad heart. But from the beginning, it has what? Not been so ordained. Yes. Have you? Oh, they thought they were testing. I bet they wish they had never asked that question. Sometimes it's better to just go on with your day. Don't ask nothing. Don't say nothing. Because the answer you get may not be the answer you want to hear. That's right, sister. That may not be the answer you want to hear. But he kept talking. I say to you, whoever rejects, he used that word, or divorces his wife, except for unchastity, and marries another, commits adultery. You ain't gonna hear that talk about much in church, do you? No, let's move on now. Let's talk about Moses. Let's talk about Peter. Let's talk about
John. You need to encourage us.
Yes. Yes, you need to be encouraged. No, this is what he said, I never ordained that this be done in the first place. But the reason why folks are getting divorces and all this stuff, that their hearts are bad. They reject that woman. They reject things because their hearts are bad. She ain't the size I want. You married her. All her hair fell out. You married her. She got fat. Oh, you married her. Like you got skinny. Y'all got fat together. If you didn't, go do it. Go eat something. Start eating something. You don't need an excuse. I'm looking at that word. Decline, deny, refuse. He said, I say to you, whoever deny, decline, refuse, reject. Anybody been rejected? Does rejection hurt?
Oh, yeah.
When you put her away, you're actually rejecting her, he says. You're denying her that she even exists. He said, I never ordained that in the first. That's not what I ordained. Misconception. When you don't understand what was said and what was meant from the original context, the original purpose, you will have a misconception. Oh, I know. What's the Sunday school lesson about today? David and how strong he was. But what's tearing up most churches today? You got bishops sitting in the church that have been married, adultery, 4 or 5 times. Folks out in the audience. And if the leadership does it, you know the people going to do it. Because why? That leader ain't going to stand up and talk about this. He ain't going to afford that. I know him this morning. I used to be in church with him. They would get to that right there. Skip right. I'd be saying, wait a minute. I want to flag you down. Hold on for a second. Let's talk about that. You know why? Because the one the one that's talking,
It's doing.
got a new wife. And he didn't leave her because she was unchaste. He left her because unreconcilable differences. Wait a minute. I don't know about you, but I don't see unreconcilable differences. I don't see unreconcilable differences in there. He said, unless she become unchaste. You want to look that word up? That means she gets into an immoral lifestyle. That's what that means. I heard one tell me once, y'all don't know her like I know her. Now you got to lie on her.
Yep.
The woman been faithful to you all her life. She might have, should have found her somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She might have, should have found her somebody else, but you were all she ever thought about. And you abuse her emotionally, you abuse her physically, you abuse her mentally, and even if you didn't touch her physically, you made her feel like she was that much.
Come on, low self-esteem.
That one minister whose wife had committed adultery, did they stay together?
Yeah.
Yes.
They did.
Yeah. But I can tell you now, you can look at it and see it ain't the same.
It looks a struggle.
It's a
struggle you can see in them.
Oh, it's definitely a struggle.
TV, y'all talking about.
It's a preacher that we know, and not only this wasn't done for a year.
Yeah.
See, I don't know about you, but I'd be laying beside you looking at. I can understand if you did that one time, or even once a month. But 10 years you've been doing this. I'm gonna tell you now, I ain't getting no sleep at all. I'm gonna tell you, I'd be waking up I'd be having nightmares, night sweats.
Where you change your
Every time you leave the house, I'd be wondering.
Every time the man leaves.
No, the woman.
She cheated.
It was the woman.
Really?
Yes, for 10 years.
Who's these people?
not on camera.
Oh.
No, I don't fool with that, but I just look at it and I pray hard for him.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Because if that was me
But the
in
thing,
his shoes, I've been in those shoes, and I came to the conclusion my conclusion to that was, I don't trust you. You can't build a relationship on trust. And if you got you a Sweet Johnny, you and Sweet Johnny need to go on with y'all lives. Because Sweet Mac ain't finna get involved with you and Sweet Johnny. And you could have got a regular. I had to throw that in there to help me to put some sanity in my life. You could have got a regular Johnny, but you had to get a Sweet Johnny. So you got a Sweet Johnny, that hurt. If you had got a regular Johnny, I might would have dealt with that. But you drove up in a truck that said Sweet Johnny. I know what Sweet Johnny's all about.
my thing is, though, in the ministry, when you put your relationship, as you always preaching, your relationship more than your ministry, you see what happens to a lot, not just this preacher, but a lot of preachers that I've seen.
Absolutely.
They have their ministries, they're going forth, they're going this, they're doing that, but their homes are destroyed because they're paying more attention to the ministry and not a relationship with
And
God.
a lot of them starting to admit it.
They're starting to admit it.
You hear them say statements like this. I've been cheating on my wife. And the whole audience are gasped.
Yeah,
And they go with the church.
yeah.
And you know what they're saying? I devote more time to the church than I do my family.
That's right.
And that
Yee,
is
shanda da da
a
bullshit da da da.
killer.
See.
That is and
It's
do
a
you know
killer.
why they do that? Because they think that this is, again, it's a religious mindset. Not a religion. It's a religious mindset that's thinking, if I do more, God's going to be happy with me.
That's
Don't you
right.
know our children get into that mindset?
That's right.
If I cook mama some dinner, if I do this, the more I do, the more that's going to make mama happy. And mama's sitting there thinking, no, that ain't what I want. And my mama said to my brother, my oldest brother, he went and bought a refrigerator. If mama said she wants something, Willie was going to get it. Mama sit him down one day, it's like, see, we really don't know what people want. Mama sit him down one day, she said,
Hey,
I'll tell you, I was there.
Yeah. Yes, God. He did
We
the
were the first family in our community to have a refrigerator where you can just walk up there and get you some ice and water outside. Would have been the first. But you think Mama wanted that? She told that man, put that back on the I'm looking at it. She said, put that refrigerator back on the truck. I said, Mama, your refrigerator is going out. You need a refrigerator. Jane, we got no, I don't want that. He came home that night. She said, son, I appreciate what you've done for me. She said, but that ain't what I want. She said, I want you to leave.
Wow.
She said, you making it too comfortable for you.
Yeah.
She said, I want you, Mama wants you to save your money so you can go. He didn't know this. We always trying to give people what we think they might want. The best way to find out what they want is to do what? Ask them.
That's right.
She had to tell him that day, and I was laughing. I never laughed so, but I never made that mistake.
You learned
I ain't gonna tell you
something.
nothing. I was watching it, and his feeling wasn't hurt, because it's hard to hurt Willie's feeling. I ain't gonna lie. But he just okay, Mama. And next thing I know, he was married and go. But he always took care of Mom, even when he got married. He would make sure Mama had, but he had a wife that allowed that, and he took care of her mom. So I mean, I don't know, God has just always blessed him with stuff like that. I mean, that's the kind of heart that he has. But he left Mama. I left Mama. You grow up, you leave who?
Mama.
Now, how can we read that scripture and know that what a mother and father is, but we don't?
Don't do it.
No, we don't know the other part of that scripture. All right. He said, you're going to leave mother and father and cleave to you. And that's how he made it. But we don't know what a male and female is, but we know what a mother and father is. Or we play games, don't we?
Yeah.
Don't we play some silly games?
Yeah.
And when we stop playing these games, I know what a mother and father is. If you don't know what a mother and father is, your mom and daddy help you know what a mother and father is. But we don't know what a male and a female is. That's a lie. We know what both of them are. We know what a mother and a father is. We will know what a male and a female is. And we need to get back into understanding these roles. Yeah. What is the role of the male? What is the role of the female? And look at it. Well, that ain't the way we do it in our culture. He didn't ask you nothing about your culture. He said in the kingdom, that's the way it's done. When I created them, you weren't there in the creation, were you? I know I wouldn't. So he didn't ask you how he wanted it to be. That's called rebellion. I know we don't like that.
I don't want to do that.
I don't want to do that.
I ain't doing
That's
it.
the way we roll in our culture. He didn't ask you about the way y'all roll in your culture with your bling bling on your rim and spinning rim. He's telling you, when I created this earth, this is what I put male and female on it, and the male, he generally leaves his mom and his dad, and he pursues, which is a word that we talk about very sparingly. But I think I remember Bishop Ricard looking this word up. Court. Court her.
Yeah.
He's pursuing her. He's courting her.
Yeah.
That's his role. Yeah. Yeah.
That's what they
Oh, he wants to court you. Trust me. When one see you, and when he want to court, what he does, he calling you. He come by, even stalking you. Pretty much going into stalkability, because he wants to court you. He want to pursue you. Persistent. And his mama was saying, I need you to take me to get some shoe. Mama, I'm going over here tonight. And the problem we have in a lot of families is moms can't turn their children loose.
Yeah.
Help me now. Y'all want to know about family? Some mothers can't turn their sons loose because they don't realize he must leave you and pursue the woman of his dreams. And if he stays with you, it's going to cause incest, honey. He's got to go.
No, you gotta go.
He's got to go. Even in the animal kingdom, the animals got enough sense. The zebra runs his daughter off. You got to go.
I know. I'm getting Kyson and Jerry ready now. Y'all make.
I
sure
know
y'all
they
get
gonna
the
go.
Get her roommates. This is you two gonna
Oh,
be
sure.
roommates.
You talk about women now, and they just think, oh, I ain't doing that. Y'all kissing each other. Look at y'all. Look at Jerry. Look at it. Yeah, it's okay.
Y'all go
Wait
get
till-
you
wait
an
till-
apartment.
See,
Yeah,
I
this
know.
where y'all gonna live at right here.
It's going to hit you one day like a ton of bricks.
It is.
And I'm ready for it.
I'm ready.
I know it.
I ain't ready, but it's gotta happen.
Don't hold on to him, because why? He told you they're going to leave. Mom and if we look in that Constitution spells it out real good, though. He's telling you what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But you're trying to hold on to him. How you hold on? Let's look at some ways we hold on to him. I know one lady that said she demanded that the sons, even though they were married, bring the check to them on Fridays when they got paid versus giving it to the house.
And they did.
And she would divvy out how much. No,
and
ma'am.
they did.
Let's read this again. Let's see what he said. Let's see. Let me see it. For this cause, for this reason, a man shall leave his mother and father. Well, see, I got to take care of mama. Remember I tell you that story about I was getting ready to go home because I thought I had to do what?
Take care of
mama. Whose job is it to take care of mama? Her husband. He left his mother and father promising to take care of mama. My job is to take care of this mama. Make her happy. Make this house happy. Make my world happy. Taking care of mama. Not even the children, because they're going to do what? They're going to leave.
They gonna leave.
And I often tell folks they'll make a mess. And they'll leave you cleaning up their mess. And you so gung-ho, most women mothers are, on making them happy. That ain't your role to make them happy. Your role is to provide for them, teach them, and help them because they are going to leave you. But they will make a mess in your house. And when they go off, you don't even know your husband. You two can't. It's like he's saying, who are you? And you saying, who are you? I just remember when you gave me them two children. That's about all I remember of you. Because y'all don't know each other. Because you two ought to be working on becoming inseparable. How you do that? Talking. That's how it's done. Conversation. Communication. Which is something most of us are what? Horrible at. Women can't say what they really want. Man won't say what he really wants. We are horrible at communicating.
Yes.
We are horrible. All of us, not just men, all of us are horrible at it. And yet it's the one thing. People talk about this all. You go to school for 5, 6, 7 years and they don't teach one class on communication. And you get out and what do you have problems struggling with? Communicating. You went to college. Did they teach you a class on how to communicate?
They have communication classes in college.
Did you take one?
Yeah, I had to take one for business.
And what did you learn how to communicate? What was the most important key to communication?
Listening.
The most important key? I don't know. I think maybe talking to where they can understand you.
That's huge. So you got it. Talking where they can understand you.
Perception.
Because if they don't understand you,
There's misconception.
let me tell you what makes people think that folks understood you. They'll go. And you said, oh, they got it. Because they walk away from you and you ask, well, what did she just say? Oh, no.
It's like
Right.
it's like he says in the beginning. Remember we talked about idea
Ideals.
turns into a thought,
Yeah, that's what I had.
and the thought turns into a concept, how it operates, how it functions, that's how you communicate your idea, and you comes out with a thought.
And if that person didn't get your main idea,
It's a
it's
what?
called
Misconception.
misconception. He did not get what you originally intended.
I love that.
I love that.
I just love it.
I stopped and think, that's why people, the very fact that they're trying to test him
Yes.
means they didn't get what God originally intended. Once you get what he originally intended, you won't be asking these stupid questions.
That's right, right. That's
Ain't no such thing as a stupid question. They needed to ask that question.
Right.
And he gave them the answer.
right.
But you won't be sitting there, what did they mean? The person that's talking need to talk in a way that you understand what it is he's trying to get. Why are we coming to meet here? You need to know the main purpose of why we get here. It ain't to eat cookies and that's a good thing.
I'm full.
But that's not the real reason. What's the reason? To come because we can't go to church nowhere on Sunday. That ain't why I want you to come here.
No, son.
That's not why. What's the main purpose of us meeting on Sundays and talking and discussing so that we can build, I remember I said it this, so we can build a nation
Yes, God.
that will carry out what he wants from heaven on the earth. And it don't start with 20 people. Because you can't hardly get 20 people to do nothing.
No, you can't. Can't believe nothing.
And I always say this. This is I was telling her this morning. And I can't give you desire. I can't make you learn it. The interest that you have in it is based on what you do when you leave here. Not when you come here. Because I'm going to keep doing my thing even if you didn't come.
Oh, yeah.
What do you do to make sure that you understand what he actually wants and how we're going to build this nation? I don't even do this enough. I don't go with this enough with you. What is it that I'm really trying to do? When I started this years ago, I wrote down a mission statement. What is it that Mac Lee wanted? I would be sitting and I was thinking. And it wasn't really hard because it was very simple. Came right out of the book. There it is right here. Training and making disciples into kingdom citizens on earth. That's my mission statement. Is that simple? That's not even hard to remember. Training and making disciples.
It's on our website.
Yeah, it's on the website. Well, what's the vision? Vision is what I see.
To see.
I see a nation that can do this. To have what God is doing in heaven on earth. That's what I see in my head. So everybody, see, that even tells me, now, if that's my vision and what I see in my mind, would I be running around looking for religious folks to be a part of this? Because that ain't going to happen. That's what they're talking about. When you know where you want to go, what you want to do, then all of a sudden, even if you don't know the people to join, you know the people who not to join with.
Right.
Yeah.
You get it? So you go over there by yourself and you wait. And while you're waiting, you keep preparing yourself for what's about to come. Because you already got the vision. And the vision is, and so he starts putting people around you in your life, not you, because you don't you go look for them, you ain't good at it. We've already proven how horrible we are with selecting people to hang around.
Right.
I mean, would say amen. I'm good at it.
Yeah.
I'm good at it.
I'll drink to
I
that.
picked the word. I'll drink to that too. I'm good at it. I picked the wrong folks to hang around. And when they hurt me and do all kinds of stuff, well, I didn't see that coming. Yes, you did. I'm going to tell you why you said, because you had no vision.
Right.
You had no vision in your mind as to what you wanted and what you want your life to look like, what direction you want to go in. And therefore,
Woo! Yes, God.
You
Yes,
pick people.
Shandere.
to hang around with, to hang around. Not that they were they ain't no good. Yes, they good. They were no good for you. Because why? Your vision was different. That's why you ought to be spending time with God. That's why you ought to be spending your time trying to find out what he wants you to do. What does he want out of you? How do you become the salt of the earth? You now understand, excuse my French, ain't no need of looking for no religion because that's not what he instituted.
Training and making disciples.
Into kingdom citizens. So that they will be under the influence of the king. Bottom line. That's why he told her, what he told you, bring him to who?
Bring him to me.
Bring him to him.
That's all.
Well, no. I see women make this. They'll meet a man and they don't bring him to Jesus. I want that one. See, I met that one. I don't like that one nowhere. I'll bring that one to Jesus. But it's that one that you meet and like and really like that Jesus said, I want that one too. Oh, no, you don't.
Not yet.
Oh, no, that's mine, Jesus.
Let me tame him first.
Yeah, come on. That's mine. One for me, two for you. That's and me in the same way, Lord. He want us to bring people to Him.
Yeah.
Yes, not to us, but to Him. Lead them, He said to me.
That's right.
Put them on a path to find me.
That's consistently seeking
Consistently.
Asking Him who to
day
talk to
and
us.
night. And even if you don't know who, He puts them in your
He
path.
put him in.
It was so funny. I woke up one Friday morning about a couple weeks ago and I said, Lord, why is it that you say we have the power to set people free? Who are these people that need to be set free? Now, I said it before I caught the bar. This was the strangest thing. I said this at 5 o'clock in the morning before I caught the bar. And I was just laying there and I go, you said we have the power to set people free, the minds, the crazy minds that they have and the stuff that they do. We have that power. We are the church. We are a traveling group of people that whenever we run into someone that's in trouble, and even if the enemy is that involved, we have the power to put brakes on it. Even if that person don't change, you can stop the enemy from working. You got that kind of power. I get on the bar. I swear, I got on the bar. And within 2 minutes, I'm standing there cracking up. Because I look over to my left, and there's a woman that jumps up out of the seat. Everybody was clearing up. They were getting up and getting back out of the way. And I'm standing over there just cracking. I am cracking up. I'm saying to myself, oh my God, this is what you're talking about. This woman nuts. This woman done had something before she
What
got
you
up.
did like that? Say it again.
And cursing things out in her head. And she was sitting down on the seat. And finally, a guy had, I don't know what it get. The train was on the way to San Francisco. One guy said, this all I can take.
At 5 in the morning, I said.
It's 7 o'clock in the morning. He said, I can't take no more. Now that's just one. There was another one lying over there on the seat. He got 2 seats taken up. And he all dirty and nasty looking, and I'm looking at him just smiling. And the other guy that's standing up to me, he said, man, don't he look like a little elf? This is 7 o'clock in the morning, people.
Oh my God! In the morning. Oh my God!
I feel like SpongeBob, Squidward. SpongeBob, do you know it's 7 o'clock in the morning? It's 7 o'clock in the morning. But I was just saying to myself, this is what he's talking about. That woman needed some help.
Well, how you help her?
She's got to want to be helped, number one. Yeah. And only thing I could do was I just kept looking at her.
Kept laughing.
I was looking and laughing. And she wouldn't look at me.
Of course.
And I'm sitting there saying, because you know what? I can help you with your problem. But you got to let me in there. Yeah. I can't help you if you don't let me in there. These folks on this train, you about to scare these folks to death. Mm-hmm. I mean, people laugh, but I've seen it in church. I've seen people come in church. Karen knew when I used to do revivals out here. People come in church, get to acting up, and they would pray that they leave. Am I wrong? Right. Remember I got it one time I said, why y'all praying that this man leave? You, the church, you should have the power. Yeah. This is where he needs to be. They was in there because you know why? They thought he was disrupting my preaching. He can't disrupt my preaching. My job is to stop preaching and help set this man free. That's right. And when I finished, I looked at him. He was drunk as he was. And when I finished with him, he sobered up for that service. Service was over. I didn't want him to go.
He sat right there.
He sat right there and stopped. Hey, if you're going to talk, I'm not going to talk. See, we don't want to deal with challenges. We want it to be so smooth. But we read the story of the man that's naked out in the tomb. Think about it. Jesus walks out to the tomb. There's a man naked, cutting himself. You know he went out there singing la-di-da-da-da. If he was, he probably was. Jesus said, this man messed up right here. But when Jesus finished with him, the town didn't recognize him. He fully clothed. But go back to when Jesus approached him. The situation wasn't good. Matter of fact, nobody would even go through that part of the graveyard. Because why? They were afraid of him. But not Jesus. Jesus knew that this man had a problem. He was loaded with demons. Jesus cast the demon out. The man is set free. Remember, people are being harassed, and some folks don't want to be harassed. Some folk want to be, I tell them on my job, it ain't sexual harassment if you want to be harassed. It's only sexual harassment if you don't want the person saying or bothering you. Some people don't want to be bothered by the devil, but they don't know how to set themselves free. Your job is to bind that spirit and wait till he get a rational thought. But you don't ever compromise with that spirit. That spirit is never to be compromised with. But he himself has to make a decision to come to you. But you don't ever compromise with that spirit that's using you. Never, ever did Jesus compromise with the devil. Yes, never, ever. Why? Because he has no right to that person's body. Because that's not his body. That's right. God created that human being, and he has no right. And we got to feel that way when we come into contact with people and with things. You have no right to that individual's body. Okay. Has no right. Has no right. Absolutely no right. That's our job, is to set these people free. Remember? What is it? Acts 10:38, how Jesus went about doing folks that are depressed. All kinds of things are happening in people's lives. Molestation, rape at an early age. and family folks are saying, shh, don't say nothing. But when you walk in there, it ain't shh, let's say, let him talk. Give him his voice back. I don't care if you don't like it. That it was Uncle so-and-so who's preaching now that did it. Uncle so-and-so need to get his act together. Did he ever go back and apologize? Let's start by, come out of that pulpit and go give him a hug and tell him you're sorry. Tell her you're sorry. But we hide behind religion. We hide behind what we did for God on Sunday. We don't talk about what we did to our relatives 5, 6, 7 years ago, and now they messed up. But you going on and preaching and saying God forgave you. It ain't about forgiveness. It's about restitution. It's about going back and apologizing, sincerely apologizing for the pain that you just caused her. Try that one on for a hat. Won't you put that on? Come out of that pulpit and apologize. You so holy. That ought to be easy. But we don't want to deal with that. We want to just come back next Sunday and shout again. Boy, did we have church today. But nobody free. You know why? Because we're not dealing, we ain't got no power, and we ain't dealing with the real issues.
That's right.
Families, and most of the stuff that's going on, it's families. Families are messed up. Completely. And we make excuses for, well, they're good. I didn't say they were no good. I said what they done was bad. I'm not trying to tell you your mama was bad. I'm telling you what your mama done was wrong. Holding on to your son is wrong. Holding on to your daughters is wrong.
Lord help.
If you are going to be a kingdom citizen, it's not the way to raise your children. This, he says, they are going to leave you. And matter of fact, some kids leaving, and what is it that got a lot of folks hungry? It's guilt. They feel guilty that they left mom in that. I know I did. I left mom in that bad situation. That's my responsibility. Sure, it hurts. And I have to look back and see. And then,
Even if you weren't married,
still,
it's not your fault.
it's not my problem. And we take on issues and stuff that's not ours.
That's right.
Why? Because we're feeling guilty. Guilt will destroy you.
Now you can help, but it's not for you to take
Control. I cannot take control of that situation because I didn't create that
You didn't
situation.
create it. That's right.
And I have to go on with my own life.
That's right.
And I'm going to tell you, this ain't a message that makes people jump up and shout.
It certainly don't mean.
Well, you left your mama. You had to leave. You may read again. I had to go.
Even if you didn't come out here.
Even if I didn't come out here, I was going to leave.
You had to go.
Because she is not my responsibility. Her husband has the responsibility.
The husband. The husband.
It's tough to swallow if we're going to live like the kingdom and say we're Christians. If you say you're a Christian, you might well tear that page out of your book then if you don't believe. Because that's what, I didn't make this up. Jesus said it.
That's right.
Man, I ain't got nothing to do with it. But I know I had to abide by it. And I had to put all my stuff, I think we put it all in storage, getting ready to try to move back to Louisiana. I took it all out and put it back in my, found us a place to go. And that's when we made the decision laying in Mom's house that night. Let's go suffer on our own.
That's why we're here.
That's why we left. Because
Still step by step.
and still and I was remembering and I started realizing, you know what, I'm staying with her mom because it's convenient.
Yeah.
I know Mama Emma got it.
Oh yeah.
And I can live here. But see, that ain't, I had to get out and make a life. Sister Les, that's scary. That's why I said, your son, he's scared to death.
Yeah.
And the older he get, you start saying, what am I going to do? And they'll hang on to you.
Yeah.
He'll hang on to you for dear life. But at some point, that's why that story of Stan, Stan's story is so funny. Instead of the Last Supper, it was the last breakfast. His mom prepared it. See,
Yes, you put
you
him out.
got to go.
There's your bag.
He had to go. Now, this is your last breakfast. What? Good thing you let him eat it first.
I know.
I love his story. I ain't gonna lie, that cracks me up. I love it because you can't hold on forever. You want him to grow. You want him to grow. What you ought to be doing is teaching them so they can go.
Yeah.
Not only teaching them, but demonstrating a life of trusting God in front of them so that they can see and they know that same God that took care of you will take care of me when I go.
That's right.
But you got to be preparing him to leave.
That's right.
Because he's going to meet a sweet thing at some point and he gonna go.
And that's extended family.
That's
Here we go. There's your nation right here.
that extended.
Extended.
He just took what you were teaching him and now he's stepping out.
Yes.
He ain't going to ever forget
He
you.
ain't gonna forget. He coming back.
I still remember the stuff my
He gonna
mama
come and
taught me.
see you.
Yeah, I'm saying, close the door, change the lock.
I need a break.
I need a break.
Come on. See, even you need, even mom and dad, you think they love you. They need a break from you. You don't know how many, they had a party when you left. You just didn't know.
I know.
Girl, I'm so glad they gone. They stayed too long. And my grandma used to say, glad you're gone. Sorry you stayed so long.
I know when Emmy started school, I cried for that one day. That next day, you see my picture. I was like, oh my God, I think I can get used to this.
You can.
Oh my God.
And shoot, when they give me a day off, I want you to go to school. I ain't want to go to school. And don't think when I'm off that y'all gonna not go to school. Oh, you going to school?
Yo, you going to school.
If I had to drag you out here coughing all the way up, yo, you
Yeah,
going?
only going.
Because I need to. Oh, we're going to get this thing right. I'm telling you, we're going to be a nation that show people. I told my wife this. Israel was not a big nation. It was not a big nation. But it was a powerful nation. Why? Because God was on their side. That's what you want. We are not a big group, but we want to be a powerful group. A strong group that really follow the principles of God and not talking. I told him in Louisiana, God told me, I woke up one morning, I called him and said, God said, stop talking and start walking. Show people. But it's hard to get them out of that mindset. They think they got to. My baby brother told one the other day, God said, you going to church a lot, but you ain't following him. I've been trying to tell him for 3 years. 3 years I've been trying to. Oh, you going to make sure you're there on Sunday morning, but you still won't go do what God told you to do. Because I'm trying to show you a vision. And this is what he told her, your ministry. This is what that person told him. Your ministry is right in your house.
That's right.
We think ministry is getting up, going to the church, and the pastor gave you a job to do it. This is my ministry. Honey, your ministry is right in here. Right under your roof.
Yes.
If you can learn how to minister under your roof,
hallelujah,
and get that roof right, it extends the nation. I'm telling you, that's what folks really want to see. Families, whether it's we think of family as a mother, a father, and a children. No, family is whatever family is. If it's mom and dad under there, it's husband and wife. If that's what family is, that's what family. How do you extend it if it's just husband and wife? You go out and you teach others how to be, or you live a life that others can see the power of God in you. Yeah. And they say, you know what? Where you learn that at? Where you got? One said to me, my husband. This week. My husband is sick of religion. You know what I said. Let me show you what he's looking for. Let me show you what your husband is looking for. Extend it.
yes.
I jump at an opportunity to show people this Bible is about a king, his kingdom, and his children. End of discussion. You can, well, see, we this, but we mix in the kingdom. Let's go say it again. You missed it. You missed my word. This Bible is about a king, his kingdom, and his royal family, his children. It ain't about nothing else. Whatever religion you in this morning and calling it, it ain't about none of that. And you can't do both. Because he's not interested in you doing both. He's interested in you advancing his kingdom. Question?
Well, it's more like a statement. I'm glad you said then they won't ask these stupid questions. And then you changed and said there is no stupid question. I'm like, good, because I've kind of always thought that in my head. I'm like, because I've read where God says no divorce.
You see that?
But then I'm like, but we have divorce. So I'm like, so where's it coming from?
That was not his.
Right, but just reading that, I was like,
That's not the original. That's not. So it's
I was like,
something
how
wrong.
come I've never seen that before?
That ain't the question. How come they skip over it? How come? I know you've been in Sunday school, or you've been in the church around. How come they skip over? They won't talk about this.
Because they've been divorced.
Cause half of them that's talking. Do you not know what New Bethel? I used to say this all. Do you know what their biggest problem was? Adultery.
Mm-hmm.
They told most of the leaders told their families.
Yeah.
But everybody, I can't wait the bishop get here. It good. Well, would somebody like me come on the scene and go, you know what, that man needs to get his act together. I came out here. I came out here to California. And one lady that they all Google-eyed over and talking about, and man, this is the woman of God. I walked up, I said, this woman in the flesh. Mm-hmm. What are you talking about? I said, this woman is as carnal as all get out. Yeah, but she can teach. I don't care. If she wearing scriptures all over her skirt, her body, and her head, this woman is carnal. You know why? They weren't paying attention. There was no close attention being paid as to what's really been. And right after that, she came to the bishop and told the bishop to ordain her son. Yeah. What I told y'all. It don't. None of this stuff fazed me. I've seen it all before, and I know it's either the Spirit of the Lord or it's another spirit at work. And I'm not confused about what I've read and what I know. I'm sitting there looking at this woman carnal. All she's doing is quoting scripture. Anybody can do that. They got professors teaching the Bible, but they won't teach you that he's a king, a kingdom, and his family. He don't need your religious ideals. He don't need nothing from you, but you come to him, bring yourself to him. Me, Indian chief. Give him blanket to Jesus. He don't want your blanket. He gave you the blanket and the stuff to make the blanket in the first place. What he wants is you.
Yeah. That's right.
Come to him, give yourself to him so he can show you why he put you here. Because you don't even know that. And you ain't going to know that just going to no church. You're going to be quoting scriptures and learning stuff, but you are not going to know. And you're going to come up with your own idea of what you think he wants. No, ma'am. Misconception. He wants what's going on in heaven to go on in earth. And I will bet you all the money I got, it ain't a whole lot, it ain't happening.
No, it's not.
And it ain't happening in the world that we're living in. I know I don't see nobody there. When I
No
got
desire.
Vision,
No desire to learn it.
No desire. When I got this vision, that's what I wanted to see, because that's what God wants to see, I find out that a lot of people don't want to see this. People don't want to see this. They don't want, they pretending like they want to see what God is. They ain't got no interest in this. No interest at all. Keep running the same old shows, the same old programs, and won't deal with the real issue. And I'm telling you, left and right folks are doing the opposite of what Jesus said. He never intended for us to be separating and splitting up like this. That's not what God intended. And the reason why he said we're stubborn, our hearts are hard.
Yeah.
That's our problem.
That's
We're rebellious. Right. We lie about it. We deny it. And he says, I can't help you. One of our friends right now, what he did, divorced his wife and went and married the woman that he really wanted to marry 20-some, 30 years ago. I told him, sitting there, they don't know who it is. I told him, you can't do that.
You can't do it.
What do? They go get with preachers and folks who say, what? Go ahead, man. You know you didn't love. You weren't in love with that woman. That ain't got nothing to do with it.
Ain't got nothing to do with it. You wait till God
That's
get
your
you
problem,
out of it.
that you married someone you weren't in love with. That ain't God's problem. But you let God deliver you. God will deliver you. How do I know? You're looking at a witness. You cannot deliver yourself and come back and look in this book and say, you know what? I line it up with the word. And then get up and tell folks they on their way to hell because they didn't line up with the word. I'm sitting there looking at you, really? Well, you leading them. Because you're going to be the first.
That's right.
You're going to be the first one. If you're going to bust it wide open, you're going to be the first one. Because we get in that world of denial and we lie. And we just straight forget. I mean, it ain't 10 pastors that I can name you that's interested in studying Matthew 19:5. 19:1 through 5. I couldn't name you, 1 through 10, where Jesus laid out, plainly Jesus taught what God taught about divorce. They don't want to hear that. In my family. You know what they told me when I used to teach them? That's all you talk about. Because I say that's our problem.
That's our problem.
Our problem ain't eating
Corinthians
walnuts.
had their problem.
Corinthians
Jesus had their problem.
Then people love to bring you together and not deal with the real issue.
Yeah.
The real issue is your hearts are stubborn.
That's right.
And you're in rebellion against God. That's why you're divorcing and doing all of this crazy stuff Jesus said. It ain't that woman is bad. Your heart is messed up.
Your heart is messed up.
I also had a question.
Go ahead.
About when Jesus was in the wilderness, when he was praying, and the devil was there, Satan was there, tempting him. And he said something about where the angel he wanted to do something, and he was like, "Go ahead and do it. Maybe jump off of it." And he said the angels will
give charge to touch you before you dash your feet against the stone.
Right. So that always confused me because it's so close to what the word says, how he says it. I'm like,
but you got again, see what was going on there. What was going on there was actually Satan trying to find out if there was any doubt. Remember those three things I say he tried, what we struggle with? I'm going to just say, will God, and I'm going to put them on here. 1, provide. 2, protect.
Direct.
3, direct.
PPD.
PPD is what I call it. It's real easy to understand. And you see all of that in that, and all of that, him going out in the wilderness, you see the enemy was coming at him with those three things. Will God provide? Number 1, provide. He said, turn the bread into what? Will God provide food for you? And remember, was Jesus fasting and was he hungry? Yeah, when you're hungry, you want to what? So he was going to see if Jesus was going to do it his own way. Listen to the devil and do it his way. And he says, man shall not live. I believe God's going to provide for me. So I'm not going to, life is not about meat and drink. Life is about obeying God. Second thing, protect. He'll catch you before you dash your feet against a stone. Look at Jesus' answer. Thou should not tempt. I don't need to tempt God to see if God will protect me. His job as the king is to protect you, provide for you, and give. And the next thing, yes, you don't have to do nothing. Seek you.
gotcha.
Seek first.
Because I was like, what Satan says is pretty much like what the word says, but you're saying, don't.
You don't have to answer
temptation.
Don't test him. Yeah.
Don't test it. You don't have to answer to nothing. And how does he say that? He'll say it through people. He'll see he is as real as God is. But his job and motives are totally different. So if there had been any doubt, and that lets me know what? First of all, can you remember I said, all of these things that he was testing Jesus with, is God bothered by any of that? Jesus must have been a man. Because we as men struggle with these three things. Will God provide? Are we struggling with that? Will he do what he said he will do? I'll feed you. Seek me first and I'll do what? Give you what? All that you need. I'll give you your meat. I'll give you drink. I'll give you water. Sister Leslie, those are if there's any doubt in us, if there's any doubt that God will do this, we'll start trying to do it ourselves. Yeah. That's what he was trying to make Jesus operate out of his own will. Human will. I learned that in this, studying this. This book taught me that. And I was teaching that. I was reading. Yes. And each time Jesus answered him, he answered him with what was written. That's why it's important to know what's documented. Even though the devil was using what was documented, but his motives were bad. Jesus was coming from pure God motives. I was sent to this earth to do what I was sent to do. I don't need you to provide for me. I'm not going to even touch God to see whether or not he will, because he told me he is going to do it. What's your job? Seek ye first his kingdom and a right relationship with him. When you get that mindset, he said, I will provide, I will protect, I will direct. That's why you hear me say, do I own a gun? Why? Because I'm expecting him to protect me. I told her this. This is what I told her On the job. That's why it's so important to know his voice. He said to me at the job that when you go to Louisiana, I want you to teach this. That's what he said. So finances fall apart. I mean, I can't even buy a soda, a 25-cent soda. But he says when you go to Louisiana. Now, what would that say to you? He must gonna do what? Provide for it. He didn't tell me to go look for it, to go to work some more to make it. No. If he wants me to go and he's telling me what to say, then he must be going to. So what am I to do? Keep seeking first the kingdom. I don't even need to worry about. He's already told me what to say when I get there. And I took care when he said that, I just went on with my life. I just went on because now I got to trust. If there's any doubt that he's going to do it, then I'll try to do it myself. That's what we talk about. And when we mess it up, then we go back to him to straighten it out. But if you trust him, you keep doing this, what he told you to do, and let him do these three, because that's what he's good at doing. And if he don't provide you to go, then he didn't want you to go, and that voice that told you that lied. That voice that told you that lied to you. It's just that simple. We make it too hard. That wasn't him. That wasn't him. Because if he said you're going to go, he gonna open up every door. He'll make somebody do it. He'll send it there. He's going to do it. Don't you do nothing but just keep doing what he told you to do. When I learned that out of that book, I haven't been the same. Because I know his job is to make us doubt God. He wants to make us doubt him. And we got to know what's written. It's in the Constitution. It's documented. His will, that he wants us to trust that he will provide for us. Trust that he will protect. That's why in Louisiana I said, why do I need a gun? If he said I'm going to preach the gospel. Remember the Constitution, the kings started with I the Lord. I the Lord. I. The Constitution of the Republic is we the people. And when we see how, are we messed up in the United States right now? We messed up, aren't we? I mean, we be honest, we messed up. So, God is saying, we need to come back to I the Lord. I know the plans that I have for you. I know what I'm going to do for you. All I need you to do is seek me first. Desire me first. Well, my husband ain't coming. That's okay. I already know that. I'm going to make provision for you. I'm going to protect you. I'm going to direct you. You just stay right here. But what we do, I'm going to straighten him out. You need to get your act together, and you need to seek the Lord. He didn't tell you to say that. Why are you saying that? And when he does tell you to tell him something, it's going to break the ice. Why? Because it'll be his anointing upon you. But what we do it on our own. You asked me that we do it on our own, and when we do it on our own, he's saying, well, if you're going to do it, you don't need me. Because when I do it, I'm going to destroy the yoke. My anointing don't just... He said, my anointing, when I speak, I am going to smash that thing, and he'll never be bothered with that again. But when we speak, people, they start coming, and next week they flog out. And you got to get on them again. And they do it because you got on them, and then they flog out. See, you don't know how to destroy the yoke. Because to destroy, I wish I didn't know all of this stuff. I wish I could just go on with my life. But I know, I always tell you, when the Lord speaks, He gonna annihilate. He gonna smash it, and it ain't gonna ever be. It'll never come back again. Because he destroys it. It's different than breaking something and destroying something. Honey, if your car, even the insurance world, they know some cars get hit and they go, you know what? You can go ahead and keep it. Some of them get hit. They look at it, don't even look like it got hit, and they go, no, that chassis, it was destroyed from underneath, and they're saying, no, you better get rid of that. Because that's going to cost us more than you go down the road and all of a sudden your car just veer off to the left because the chassis was broke. See, you don't know what's in that person's life that God said, I need to hit this. When I hit it, bam! Then they set free. And they can go on with him. And their desire becomes to seek him. But we do it. That's one of the reasons why I don't push people.
That's true.
That's why I don't push them. Because you got to keep pushing them. I ain't finna push. You too heavy to be pushing.
true.
I can't even push me.
Barely carry.
I barely carrying me. I ain't been carrying nobody else. You don't want it. I ain't gonna be pushing you. I ain't dragging you and pushing you and making you. And the Lord said, and I ain't saying nothing. Because when God said, He gonna crush whatever's in that person's life. That's why I wait on Him to tell me to say it. Because when He says it,
it's gonna be destroyed.
It's gonna be destroyed, baby. You can go and have some water, drink some tea, because it's gonna be annihilated in that person's life.
Yes.
But until then, you be pushing and begging the rest of your days with folks. Yeah. I'm not saying stupid question is stupid question, but I'm talking about that. The tempt is when you're trying to tempt someone, you asking a question to learn. They were asking a question. They had that same law. They knew what the law said.
That's the stupid
They wasn't
question.
interested in it. That's how you know it's a test.
Yeah.
They already know
They
what the
already
answer
know
is.
it. They just doing that to
See where you are. That's
facetious.
stupid. That's a stupid question. You know you ain't want to learn nothing. That's why that's one of the reasons why I made my decision to go ahead and go, because like, do y'all really want to? See, people, when you start asking stupid questions, you ain't want to learn nothing.
No.
Well, what the Bible say about this? Go read it yourself. You got the same book I got. You act like you got a King James version. You got an Amplified. Put them together.
Go buy a strong.
You got a strong regard. Put them together. You go find for yourself.
That's right.
But when you want to know something,
Oh.
ask. When you really want to know something,
That's right.
these three things, and all of that is in Jesus being led off to be tempted. You remember I used to ask the question, you ever seen God eat a peanut butter jelly sandwich? I ain't never seen God eat a peanut. God don't want no peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
He wants some meat.
He's a spirit. Jesus needed a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. God didn't need a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Why did Jesus need? He was a man. But he was on a fast. For how many days? 40 minutes, and I need a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I wake up after 12 hours. I need a peanut butter. I need a PB butter and jelly sandwich. Because I'm a human. My clock designed. But I don't let my life be about meat and drink. Kara posted it. Life is about peace and joy in the Holy Ghost.
That's right.
That's what Paul wrote. Not about food. And if I was starving to death, see that right here?
It don't look like it.
Don't look like I'm starving. I can't. Who am I going to convince that I'm starving to death? I ain't starving.
I ain't starving.
And all the food we eat, we don't need that much food. No way, do we?
No.
If we are, good, I got to lose some weight. Why? You ain't losing no weight because you looking at them, that food.
Right.
You gaining weight because you consuming it. And then you ain't moving.
Right.
Get to moving and exercise, you find out you don't even have appetite to eat as much. Yeah, try it. But when you ain't moving, depression.
You start thinking.
You sitting and thinking and worrying. Because he knows that you don't what? Trust that God is going 1, 2, and 3.
And you're not seeking. Desiring him.
Because he going to do it totally. Because you won't have control.
Reverse.
You won't control how it's done. And he's saying, I don't want you to control it. I'm going to provide. I'm going to protect. I'm going to direct. Well, they broke in my house and they tied me up. But they couldn't kill you. Because God had protection. I mean, they stole bicycles and I'm sitting there going, I thought you were going to protect me. But I gave you another one. And it was better than the one. You got a point there. All right. They stole one from me at my job. He gave me one for $17. That I've been having for 3 years. How many you can buy a $17 bike and ride it for 3 years? And all I did was air it up. And the tires just popped on it a couple of days ago. 2 years, 2.5 years, I've ridden that thing for $17. The most colorful bike. When I get on the bar, everybody look at it. Oh my God, that's a loud color. People bust your eardrum. You look at it too long.
Yes, right. You see it, who's stealing it.
You can say, yeah, I say I bought it just like if they steal it, I can say that's my yellow and red bike going down the highway right there. But we have to learn. We got to get this.
Yeah.
He don't want us doing it on our own.
Yeah.
He wants us to trust him. And it's hard for us. It's different.
Challenging.
It's challenging
I don't.
to let God provide, to let God protect. and to let God direct.
When He's your only source, that's what really gets me. I can't ask my mama. He told me, don't ask your mama. Can't ask my daddy. He ain't got nothing. But don't ask your mama. That's her money. That's her thing. That's her. Because I'm always asking. I was always asking. But don't do it. I am your provider.
Will God. That's the struggle.
Yes. Yeah.
What if my car break down tomorrow? It ain't broke down yet. So don't worry about what if. What if your car don't break down? Oh, I ain't think about that one. Okay. Keep going.
Keep going.
This is what focus. Stay focused.
Yeah.
Stay
Hallelujah.
focused. It's hard even for me. I lose my focus. God Almighty. Man, I'm so sick of this. Most of the time it happens when you get tired.
Yes.
And that's why Paul said, when y'all come together, forsake not to assemble yourselves together, encourage one another.
Yes.
Pray for one another. Provoke each other to love. Because life will wear you out.
Yes.
And if you're not around people to encourage you to keep going, keep doing, God will provide. God will protect. God will direct. He will do it.
He will do it.
Good question, Sister Leslie. Good question. We'll stop right there. All right. Tune in next week. We're going to get back into the kingdom on Constitution. What was that next one? I think we'll go over Constitution one more time, but I want to go over citizenry. I can't even say the word.
That's all right. We're here. That's what we're here.
Citizenry?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We'll do that next week. God bless.
God bless you.